In 1801, a groundbreaking scientific experiment fundamentally altered our comprehension of reality. The revelations proven that day challenged the very foundation of how we perceive existence so dramatically that even now, despite being surrounded by technology derived from this discovery, we continue resisting its true significance. This is the double-slit experiment, the cornerstone of quantum mechanics and the key to understanding how reality truly operates. This experiment revolutionized modern physics while encouraging us to explore deeper implications regarding the nature of reality, consciousness, and existence itself. Welcome to one of humanity's most remarkable discoveries. Today you will comprehend scientifically how you create your own reality. Thomas Young embodied the quintessential 19th century polymath. Born in England during 1773, he was among those exceptional minds who excelled across numerous fields. Beyond physics, he practiced medicine, studied languages, and contributed to Egyptology, making substantial advances in optics, acoustics, and even helping decipher the Rosetta Stone. His contemporaries called him the last person who knew everything due to his boundless curiosity and diverse intellect. In 1801, he performed an experiment destined to transform our understanding of light and consequently reality itself. Young sought to settle a dispute dividing scientists of his era. Did light consist of particles, as Sir Isaac Newton proposed, or waves, as thinkers like Christian Huygens suggested? He designed an elegantly simple yet brilliant experiment. Young started with a candle as his light source, since electricity remained unavailable. He directed this light through a small opening, creating a focused beam aimed at a barrier containing two narrow slits positioned close together. Behind this barrier stood a white screen for observing results. If light comprised particles like bullets from a gun, Young anticipated seeing two light bands on the screen aligned with the slits. This seemed logical because light particles would pass through one slit and travel directly forward. However, his observations proved astonishing. Instead of two bands, he witnessed an interference pattern showing multiple alternating bright and dark bands resembling ripples across water. This pattern demonstrated that light behaved not as isolated particles, but as waves passing through both slits simultaneously. As waves traveled through the slits, they expanded and overlapped, producing regions of constructive interference, creating bright bands, and destructive interference, forming dark bands. Young concluded light was indeed a wave, confirming wave theory and challenging the prevailing particle concept. Over a century later, as quantum physics developed, scientists revisited the double-slit experiment using sophisticated equipment and individual particles like electrons and photons. They fired these particles one at a time toward the slits and recorded outcomes. The unexpected occurred. Even when firing isolated particles, the interference pattern still emerged on the screen. This suggested each particle somehow passed through both slits simultaneously, behaving like a wave and interfering with itself. The true mystery appeared when scientists installed detectors to observe which slit each particle traversed. When this measurement occurred, the interference pattern vanished, and particles behaved as though passing through only one slit. This phenomenon revealed that particle behavior changed depending on whether observation occurred. The mere presence of an observer seemingly determined whether particles acted as waves or particles. This became known as wave function collapse, introduced by Werner Heisenberg, a German theoretical physicist, becoming central to quantum physics. Before observation, particles exist in superposition where all possible states coexist simultaneously, representing infinite possibilities. Upon observation, they select a single state. The double-slit experiment demonstrates that at the quantum level, reality is neither fixed nor predetermined. Rather, It constitutes a field of infinite possibilities, manifesting fully only through interaction with an observer. This raises a profound question. What role does the observer play in the universe? Human consciousness, seemingly separate from the physical world, appears to serve a fundamental function in matter's behavior at the quantum level. Hermes Trismegistus provided the answer long ago. As above, so below. Imagine standing before a closed door. Behind it could be a dog, a cat, or nothing. Multiple possibilities coexist because you have not yet opened the door to look. In the quantum world, something similar happens with particles. Before observation, they exist in superposition, where all possibilities remain open. The moment you look or measure these particles, something remarkable happens. All possibilities collapse, and only one becomes real. This is wave function collapse. The observer's mere attention transforms possibility into reality. In life, this means whatever receives our attention grows and materializes. When you concentrate thoughts, energy, and intentions on something, whether a dream, goal, or relationship, you literally shape your life's direction. Focusing energy on problems measures and strengthens that reality. Directing attention toward solutions and possibilities allows that reality to take form instead. A person facing financial difficulties who constantly thinks about debts will only increase them further. If their focus shifts to earning money for debt payment, solutions, opportunities, or connections soon appear. Feeling stuck in any situation, the collapse of wave function teaches that limitations are temporary. Infinite possibilities await manifestation as soon as you change your observational focus. Remember the first Hermetic principle: the universe is mental. Thomas Young's experiment sparked quantum mechanics emergence and all its implications. Among concepts derived from it, the most fundamental to understand is the quantum vacuum. Imagine possessing an extremely powerful microscope pointed at your hand. First, you would see skin molecules. Going deeper reveals atoms with protons and neutrons in nuclei and electrons orbiting them. Delving further shows quarks, elementary particles smaller than protons and neutrons. This represents science's current limit. Beyond this exist two main interpretations. One suggests superstrings beneath quarks, while another posits the Higgs boson, the field giving mass to everything existing. But what lies beneath that? The quantum vacuum, an infinite field of primordial energy from which everything existing emerges. Energy emerging and contacting the Higgs boson field, which also emerges from the quantum vacuum, gives mass to quarks, forming protons, forming atoms, forming molecules, forming cells, forming organs, forming bodies of all organic beings, including humans. This is pure reality. Everything originates from the quantum vacuum. It is everything existing. Everything else either emanates from or self-organizes from it. Other interpretations are metaphorical, valid only when understood as metaphors. Everything existing comprises primordial energy. This quantum vacuum exists in everything, from the primordial energy ocean from which everything emerges to galaxies, galaxy clusters, and the entire universe. Nothing exists outside the quantum vacuum. It is everything existing. Understanding this is fundamentally important. Nothing is not the quantum vacuum. It is energy present in everything, pure energy without mass or matter. Mass appears only when energy interacts with the Higgs boson field, which also comes from the quantum vacuum. When people understand they are formed by the quantum vacuum and everything else is as well, all problems disappear. Being formed by the quantum vacuum means its essence exists within every person. This essence is the divine spark, a particle of the quantum vacuum, like its fingerprint. Every existing being has an individualized divine spark emanating from the quantum vacuum. The spark is the quantum vacuum itself. Understanding and recognizing this is called enlightenment. The enlightened being is one who feels this. Feeling is key here. Without feeling, the divine spark cannot be accepted, and the illusion of separation continues. To love the all, one must feel that the all is the essence of everything existing. On the deepest level, the all and the person are identical, but the person must feel this. When someone feels this, they begin letting the all resolve everything. This means abandoning the ego, allowing the spark to act, setting aside personal interests, and letting the spark guide everything. Without this, a person attempts controlling their own life with their mind. Problems inevitably arise because ignoring the all and attempting to control a life formed by the all is illogical and cannot work. Releasing the ego and letting the spark handle everything is the only solution. This does not mean doing nothing, avoiding work or study. Quite the opposite. We must do everything within our power so the spark can act. Remember, the spark resides within our bodies, and the body is the spark's vehicle. The vehicle must be in optimal condition. Problems increase until a person understands and accepts the divine spark's existence. Suffering is unnecessary for grasping this. Simply accepting it resolves everything. Suffering comes from resisting the understanding that everything is the all, and the all is everything existing. It resembles being inside a body like a liver cell, and not accepting you are part of the liver. We exist within the all. The all exists within us. One is all, and all is one. Every war, enslavement, murder, abuse, and exploitation exists because of the separation illusion. Failing to recognize everything is interconnected. Harming someone else harms yourself. Now consider characteristics usually attributed to God: omnipresence, omnipotence, omniscience. The quantum vacuum is the potential energy ocean from which everything emerges, meaning it is present in everything, making it omnipresent. It is a wave of infinite possibilities, meaning it can do anything, making it omnipotent. Because it exists in everything, it is present in everything happening, meaning it knows everything, making it omniscient. For those still not understanding, the quantum vacuum is God, the Creator, the source of all things, the Tao. Understanding the quantum vacuum is understanding who God is, the primary source of everything existing. If humanity understood this, all wars, exploitation, abuse, and hunger would end. For now, quantum mechanics remains debated and discussed, just as Newton's universal gravitation and Einstein's general relativity once were, even though scientifically proven. The paradigm shift is so significant that fierce denial of this reality persists. But truth always emerges, whether we want it or not. One day, all of this will be taught in schools to children, just like gravity. As Max Planck, the father of quantum physics and creator of the term quantum, once said, "Science advances one funeral at a time."